Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World with me, John Jordan. So in this video, I'm going to have a look at what's going on the Mythical marketplace. I did a video about this when it first launched a couple of weeks ago, and now it has the NITRO Nation's World Tour game in there. So this is the marketplace for two games that Mythical have coming out. So we can click here, but we have the NFT Rivals, that's an American football game. And we have NITRO Nation, a drag racing game. These are both mobile games coming out on the mobile app stores, we believe. Also, Blanco's Block Party that has a separate marketplace at the moment because that's been going for over a year now, or well over a year, year and a half. So that has a separate marketplace at some point, and they'll be brought in together. But these two, what we're looking at now, are NITRO Nations is the sort of the new one. So this is running on the Mythical its own blockchain now, which has a token called Myth. Mythos, I think is what they're calling the blockchain. But you can see what's going on here. So the game, sort of in the early stages. So there's no cars yet, but we're having these. These are sort of they call them workshops. So you think of them as garages, really. Obviously, in the American football game, you're buying American football players. That's a pretty sort of standard sort of sports game where you're buying cards of the players, and then there'll be a game. It's a cut down version of the American football game. But in NITRO Nations, cars are going to come, but in the meantime, we're having these. These are the assets that have been put live. So these are effectively NFTs running on the Mythos blockchain. Looking at lowest price first. So there are. It is a little bit confusing. So there are 10 different types of these garages, and they all do slightly different things. Obviously, the core shop. If you look at the core shop, that's sort of the one you start with, and it's a bit difficult to see here. If we click here, we can sort of see the sort of stats of each of these sort of things. So these are all different things you might want to do. So obviously, when you play the game, you'll want to upgrade your car. So there's customization, servicing, repair, and upgrading. Then there's sort of the speed of which it happens, and there's different slots. And there's rental, so there's this idea that you can rent your cars out. So the common one sort of gives you sort of a little bit of all of those attributes, but some of the other ones, obviously, if we look for the upgrade shop and we look at the stats on that, that's just giving you good stats on the upgrade part of the experience. So sort of the point of these things is obviously not now because the game's not live and the cars aren't live, but these things are going to be sort of, people are going to want to choose different sort of workshops depending on what they want. So this one here, auxiliary shop, has all these different slots. And this plays into the social club aspect. So the point of these is that people may buy these individually, but more likely groups are going to come together and buy multiple versions of these. So there's a sort of an idea where these are like Legos and they all sort of slot together, and you can build out a sort of big workplace, shop, sort of city, all these different things. And you may have, guilds may have, I don't quite know what the limit is, but you obviously may have, I suppose dozens of players with maybe hundreds of cars in the biggest situations, and they'll be using these. So these will have value because they have this in-game ability to sort of, I really want to sort of rent my cars out, or I want to customize my cars quicker, or I want to upgrade them quicker, repair them quicker, all those sort of things. So this is what's going on here, very early stages. So pricing here, sort of hard to know whether these things are being well priced or not because we have no idea. So there's these 10 different types of shop, and then there's these different sort of rarities. So see if we've got any legendary ones here. So $300 for a legendary auxiliary shop. And obviously these have stronger stats. So the rarer these are, the sort of the bigger obviously the abilities you have in those sort of things. So that's sort of interesting. As well as these, we also now have the workshops, and also have these racer collectibles. So this is just artwork that's just sort of come down now. So I don't know if these are going to have any sort of other utility in the game, but at the moment these have just been, if you bought one of the these NFTs, these workshop NFTs in sort of the first wave, you got sort of airdrop one of these limited artwork things. So this is for the Volkswagen Beetle. Doc 75 is the sort of the branding around this. I don't really know what Doc 75 is. If it's some sort of car thing, I'm not a petrol head, so I don't know. But all this artwork's been created, and you can trade these sort of things if you want to, because obviously they're NFTs. And also at the moment, it's hard to know, but there was the opportunity to get a physical version of this as well if you airdropped it. So you had to sort of fill in a form. you sort of get an idea of what's going on here with Nitro Nation's World Tour. Obviously, a car racing game. There'll be cars in here. It's a drag racing game, a bit like sort of CSR racing. Those sort of games very popular on mobile devices. But this blockchain bit is all sort of around the sort of the meta play here, where you're sort of making your cars better and getting them back into action faster, and sort of winning races and all that sort of stuff. There's the artist. So what else we got? I think that's about it, really. So sort of interesting. Nitro Nations is sort of gearing up. As I say, it's going to be out on the app stores soon. And while we're here, so there is actually there's various sort of sales going on for those NFT items. Let's see if this is going to work. So that link actually takes you through to the sort of marketplace here. So we can see here, this is phase 2. So the first phase is over. So here you are. If you buy in here, so it's not. I think you can use crypto actually, but it's buying through with dollar price anyway. So they're saying this is sort of half price, although this is obviously a nominal price that they've set up. For phase 1, it was $25 from a nominal $50 price. So phase 2, you're going to get rare, epic, or legendary workshop NFTs. You're going to get these branded rims, closed beta access to the game, and first chance at the NFT car sales when they come. And if you buy three workshops, if you have 3 workshops from any phase, you get the you get some bonus Nitro coins. By 5, you get some gear coins. So these are sort of the currencies in the game. And buy 1 workshop from each of the phase to receive a mythical workshop. So there's 4 phases. So this is the $25 one's finished. The $50 one's coming. Then I think it's a $100 one. Then I guess it's a $200 one. I guess. If you do all that, you'll get a mythical workshop, which I don't think are available. The only way they're available is if you buy into those things. That's sort of an interesting dynamic for people who are interested. So there's a whole bunch of these remaining. This has just gone live fairly recently, and you're basically buying here. You're buying just a unrevealed you're buying an unrevealed workshop, and then when you buy it, it sort of gets revealed. That's the sort of process in which this happens. Oh yes, here we go here. So we can see here. Okay, so phase 2 is $50. Phase 3 will be $100, and then phase 4 will be $125. So that's going to be, if you buy all one of those, it's going to be $150, $250, so it's $300 if you buy all those to get a mythical. And this tells you the workshop details here, so different sort of things that all these sort of ones do. So that's what's going on. Pretty interesting. As I say, I'm not a big petrol head, but I'm interested in how this game sort of plays out, because these drag racing games have been very popular on mobile over the last really 10 years, and adding some sort of blockchain stuff around that would seem to make sense in terms of certainly the meta game. So not investment advice, but definitely keep your eyes open for when the game goes live. It will be free to play mobile game, so you don't need to buy any NFTs to play the game. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you again soon.